Hello and welcome to the EMBN Show. On today's show, we'll be looking at the super hot new Specialized Kenevo SL. New Kenevo SL, Martyn.
Yes.
Launched last week. Very cool bike. 170mm travel flying machine. Some of the new features of this: 40% more torque, 30% more power.
That's a lot.
It is. Well, the torque, for example, has gone from 35 newton meters to 50 newton meters.
The thing I think is really interesting about the Kenevo SL, right, is me and Jack behind the camera there were talking about this earlier on, and we were thinking, like, is this the Kenevo we've all been dreaming of? You know, it's got the best mix. It's not full power, but it isn't really heavy. It's got the rideability of the SL, but a bit more power. That means it can climb well enough to be the uplift bike it was always meant to be.
I don't think so. I think you carried away with the power and torque numbers because essentially, I think the key part about the Kenevo SL is the handling.
Yes.
The handling is key. It didn't really matter about the power because, you know, I was thinking about this when I was riding the Santa Cruz Heckler SL. Is sometimes forget about the numbers. How does it actually feel? That's the bottom line. And I think people who are going to be buying the Kenevo SL, they're not buying it for its climbing potential. They're buying it for its descending potential. And you know, I've had some great fun on that bike, and it's planted. It's like a kind of downhill bike.
But is that the Kenevo, the current Kenevo SL you're talking about, or the original Kenevo?
Oh, sorry. The Kenevo is a different kettle of fish. I mean, the Kenevo is a full power e-mountain.
Well, that's my point.
Okay.
What I'm saying, and Jackie, I don't want to steal his lines. What I'm saying is that this new Kenevo SL is the Kenevo, broadly over all of the Kenevos, the one we've been waiting for. Because it's got a bit more power, which means the climbs are a bit more fun, a bit more punchy. It's a good uplift bike. That's what it's supposed to be at the end of the day. And then it's got the handling for the down. I'm right, Steve. We're right, Jack.
No, you are. Right, yes. Yeah, you kind of are. However, it depends. The great thing about the current...
Caveat.
No, the great thing about the current full power Kenevo, it's got like a steeper C-tube angle at, I don't know, 77 degrees. You know, it's 180mm travel. It's got a 700 watt hour battery. It's the bike that can actually do anything. It's the bike where, and so too the Kenevo SL, it's the bike where you're not restricted to the bike park. You can go and do a descent anywhere you like in the world. You can go do it for adventure and you can go, let's go and do that 3,000 foot descent rather than the puny 1,000 foot descent in a bike park.
But the whole point of the SL of any kind, right, is it now you can do it on a lighter, more nimble, better bike. It's a better downhill bike. Downhilling bike.
I think they're both great.
Enduro bike.
I think they're great downhill bikes. I think the mountain bike industry tries to sell us the fact that lighter means more nimble. What makes a nimble bike is actually the geometry, the suspension design, the shock and fork that's fitted, and the componentry. Lightweight is just simply a part of that equation. It's not the be-all and end-all. So the Kenevo SL is a great all-round bike, not just the light factor in that. Some other details: 6-way adjustable. We didn't talk about the batteries. The 320 watt hour battery in the down tube, and 160 watt hour range extender if you need that. Another thing I like about the Specialized bikes is what we've done with the Levos in the past. You can actually take the 320 battery out of the down tube and travel to the 160, and there's good range with that. I think I did, when in Spain, I think I did 2,000 feet of climbing just on a 160 battery.
And you can fly with that.
You can fly with it.
Yeah,
which makes it one of the few bikes. Microtune. Now, the great thing about the Specialized mission control is there's a little button on the remote, which means you can actually increase the power in 10% increments. So rather than have 3 power modes, or maybe even 2 power modes on like the new SRAM powertrain, it's got Ranger Rally, on the Specialized, there's a discussion in itself.
Big one.
You can, you know, it's like gears in a car. You can go first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, but you can go in, crikey, if it's 10% increments, I guess that's 10 modes, right?
Yeah.
If you wanted to call it that way. But the great thing about that is it means that you can use just the amount of power for the type of climb you're doing. And therefore you save your battery and you can get more range out of your e-mountain bike, because sometimes you can be in between, say it's Bosch, in between like Tour Plus and Turbo. So yeah, I think the microtune's a great feature.
I like that.
5
Go on, you can do it. Go on.
5 hours in eco, so say Specialized.
Love it. 5 hours.
But this is what I'm going to say. Have Specialized gone brown? I'm looking at the new 2024 Specialized range.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of brown and green bikes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, actually. There's no, like, cracking colour.
Fizz.
No, I mean, bit of fizz.
I mean, yeah, I like the bright colours. I mean, there's a couple of blue bikes in there which are nice, but...
24, the year that Specialized went brown.
24 the year that the motorcycle brands, maybe the car brands even, stick a ton of cash into e-mountain biking. For example, Yamaha. For example, Honda. Wait for it. What did you think of the Honda, Martyn?
Oh, it's trash.
Oh, God.
It's trash.
Really?
Well, you know what I think about the Honda, right, is we all know, if you know your history, Honda can make a great bicycle. HRC, Honda Racing Corporation. Honda, the car company, should just stay away from it. And that's all this is some car company made a really crap-looking bike. And it's just a damn shame.
You see, I quite liked it.
Oh, it's horrible. Look, put it up on the screen.
Okay, here it is on the screen.
Look at the rear end. It looks like it's from...
I like it.
It reminds from Halfords.
It reminds me... I like that big chunky swinging arm. But you're right. When you have HRC on any two-wheeler, it means business, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's actually HRC would not put those letters on that bike.
Okay, that is an excellent point. We're not looking at a HRC bike here.
No, we're not. That's not a real Honda.
I would like to see, I mean, being the owner of a HRC bike, I would like to see that on an e-mountain bike. I think it would be proper, wouldn't it?
Well, it would be amazing, but as long as it wasn't that, because, well, they just wouldn't. That thing looks awful. A HRC Honda bike would be a completely from the ground up different idea. That would be a godsend. It would be incredible.
Martyn,
ain't it.
Give us your top 3. I mean, I'm sure these guys would appreciate this. Give us your top 3 favourite HRC bikes of all time. I'm thinking already.
Well, but what, from 1 to 3 or 3 to 1?
Up to you. I can see. I guess what number 1 will be.
Number 3 would be
Dave Thorpe.
No, would be Eddie Legion's RLT 360T. Yeah, that twin shot.
Bilstein, Belgium.
Oh, come on.
Jack's like, here we go.
I've watched him ride that bike at Bilstein.
Eddie Lejeune, guys, multiple World Trials champion.
3 times.
Number 2?
Number 2 would probably be, Dave Thorpe's 500cc.
Come on, Dave Thorpe's 500 Honda.
Come on.
Jack, do you know who Dave Thorpe
Eric
is?
Gabors is one.
Eric Gabors.
Anyone.
I saw Gabors. Before we go on to the comments, Martyn, there is some news.
Oh, go on.
There is some news, and I'm not sure how this is going to go down with you. If you go for a bike ride...
Yeah, I do sometimes.
You take spares with you. Right. Shall I take a 20... If you got an MX bike, shall I take a 29 tube? Shall I take a 27.5 tube? Specialized have made a tube which is in between. That's common sense.
Genius. I actually love that idea.
It's common sense. You no longer have to worry about taking what...
Think about bike shops. They could just stock way less tubes.
Just have tubes. There's the tubes.
I'd like a tube, please.
I'll have a tube, please.
Hand it over.
Yeah, what size?
Brilliant.
Just a tube.
Tube, please.
Yeah.
Great.
Lateral thinking.
And they've done that.
They've done it. They're
great idea. Well done.
£8.
Well done. Love that.
Yeah. There you go. That's. I'm afraid that's the news this week, folks. And we'll bring you lots more next week. These comments are actually from the chat about the Yamaha concept bike. What do you think of the Yamaha bike? Oh, crikey. Let's keep out of that. Anyway, the first comment is from the WRX. I think 2-wheel drive option for bikes is a pretty cool option. Probably get popular with the enduro motor industry first. What, really? 2-wheel drive enduro bikes?
No, really?
I'm not sure about that. Before we start seeing them on mainstream e-bikes, I can't see that. I can see 2-wheel drive e-bikes in snow.
Yeah. Yeah, but it does sound like a Blake build. I was about to say, that just sounds like the sort of thing Blake would make.
Chris built one, didn't he?
Probably.
I think Chris built one.
I'm not sure about it, and I just think about the handling. There's something weird. Your front wheel pulling you would just be like...
Yeah, no.
Nightmare. Here's another comment from Devon Cook, and he says, If anybody has spent any time on Yamaha's version of the KYB suspension, seeing KYB on their latest sneak peeks is even more exciting than all-wheel drive, really.
Well, you know,
you think that's true?
Well, what's really exciting about the mountain bike industry, we saw Öhlins.
Yes.
I mean, we actually saw Bosch before that. Bosch, some of the finest suspension I've ridden, along with EXT. I mean, so, hold on a minute. We've got Öhlins, which is X-Motor. Bosch, which is WRC. EXT, which is Formula One. Baja trucks. Then we've recently seen WP on the gas bikes.
And there's little tiny kids' bikes as well.
Yeah,
cool.
and so KYB, I mean, it's good shit.
Good brands.
It's good
brands, yeah.
And then Lee eMTB says this is the most random chaos eMTB show we've seen in a long time.
Before this one. Yeah.
And before last week's Dirt Shed show.
Look at this. This was sent in by Jamie.
Jamie, you've done this on purpose, haven't you?
Jamie sent this in his Scott Spark. He's holding literally the rear triangle together with zip ties. Steve had regrets after realising he dropped in on a jump line.
Who writes this stuff?
You see what he's done, though? Because there's this rumour that you can't jump, you dummy.
And then Scott Badgley and Steve says, the hares do not live in burrows, they nest in scattered brush for shelter. Where does a hare live, Martyn? Not rabbit, a hare.
A hare? Well, it lives in brush, doesn't it?
Oh, you just read the answer, didn't you?
It just nests in brush.
I thought a hare actually did live in
It says he saw it on Autumn Watch. It must be true. Dave Freeman says, I would love to know how many teams use SRAM drivetrain versus Shimano drivetrain on the series. I would guess SRAM take the win by fair margin, as they've always seemed to be a couple of steps ahead compared to Shimano tech-wise. Cool, blimey. Would love to know, though.
Well, actually...
What do you think?
Well, actually, the new kings of the power stage are Shimano.
Really?
So basically I'll try to summarise this. So basically when Shimano turned up at the races in 2020, they were coming like 20th place on the power stages. 21, they were not doing very well. Anyway, all of a sudden, the head of Shimano said, I want you guys to go to the races and win the power stage. What do? They sent a team of engineers to the races, and Ryan Gilchrist in Ludenville this year, for the Yeti team, won both power stages, and then in the final round of the e-Enduro World Series in Chatel, his cumulative power stage climbs were first. Yeah. So Shimano are now, and like if you think about it, it was always about Specialized motors, Bosch motors. Now Shimano are in a place where they're one of the most powerful systems on the market. But more than that, they were the ones they kind of the pioneers of the cool tech, auto shift. Shimano were there first with that, and so what Dave is saying is actually when it comes to the drivetrain,
you say Shimano's got it.
Not the motor, the drivetrain such as Link Glide's all linked to that. So I would say at the races, it's probably it's different to what it used to be. Sure.
Yeah.
Folks, a couple of cool places that you guys have been to the last few weeks. This one, I love the name, Llanwano Forest.
Lovely. What a beautiful shot, sort of panorama shot. That
like
one,
kind of get out and about landscape, mudguard for the time of year.
Who sent that in?
Oh, sorry, nice. that was from Ricky. Ricky and his track rail. And just one other one. This is from Farilla. The location is Medias.
God, them hills in the background look like they got some potential.
Them hills in the background?
Them hills in the background look like they got some potential.
They have got potential. Folks.
Great stuff.
Cool places. I think that's the great thing about e-mountain bikes. Like I said, we're talking about the Kenevo SL. The e-mountain bike, for those of you guys who haven't got an e-mountain bike yet, just means you can go, oh, let's go to that hill over there. Let's go and try that hill over there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So these shots are actually super valuable to give everyone inspiration.
That's very cool. Just got a call from Blake Sampson. Hello, Blake.
Hello, Martyn. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
He's on volume. He's on speaker. He's on speaker.
We're just filming the EMBN show, mate. We're talking about where in the world. There's some great places people are riding, don't you think?
Where's your favourite place you've ever ridden, Blake?
Whistler.
Oh, that's boring.
Oh, that was imaginative, you dummy. Is that the best we're going to get?
Is that all?
Right, Finale Agura.
Oh, come on.
Mate,
You can do better than that.
That's just the last place you rode.
Tell us about your two-wheel drive e-bike, Blake.
Oh, that's coming very soon.
Hey, Steve, I went online to look at some fun things e-bike world on social, and do you know what came up first, right? Look at this. Talking about HRC Honda, right? This is Tony Bow's amazing World Championship winning trials bike, right?
That is
HRC. The only point I wanted to make, right, just for all of us mountain bikers, right? That bike that you're looking at there,
you can't buy.
Not even $9,000. You can have one exactly like it.
It's insane. It's insane.
How is my e-bike £15,000?
It's not. It's like, and you know, thankfully there are companies out there which are making e-mountain bikes. Vitus, Giant stands £3,500. Folks, please, there are bikes out there which are not like 5 figures. You can get Trek Rail and Trek Rail 7, 5,000. I know it's still a lot of money, but yeah,
it is a lot of money. But that does put it in perspective a little bit.
And also, Martyn, more than that, right? People worry about the weight of e-mountain bikes. You know, I mean, Tony Bow's one isn't going to be 90, but a stock one is 90 kilos. It's a 4-stroke. A 2-stroke is 10 kilos less.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So like a 10 kilo difference, but you know, Jamie Buster on the gas, he can do the same, well, he can almost do the same thing.
We've gone trials.
We have gone trials, sorry.
We've gone trials. I just want to add that his one, Tony Bow's bike, 70 kilos.
What?
Yes! Anyway, next up, right, we've got Simon Johansson's first ride on a Heckler SL, and he is making it look beautiful. I love it. Look at him riding his bike, little tabletop in there.
That's pretty amazing.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Next up, Tom Cardy, our famous and friend of the show, Tom Cardy, had his jumps knocked down.
What?
Look at this. They come and the council trashed his jumps.
No, that's ridiculous.
Oh my God, he's not happy about it, as you can see.
My jumps are being destroyed.
Nightmare.
Tom, I really feel sorry for you, Tom. That's disgusting.
Well, it's mad. It's absolutely mad.
And then new release.
And lastly, I plugged this on the Dirt Show as well. There's a brand new film adaptation coming out from Bowhead. It's going to be incredible. Just giving it a little plug there, but it's something I found I like.
Did I see Tara Lana's in that?
Yes, she's in there.
Wow.
There's lots of famous adaptive riders.
Legends.
Yeah. Didn't ask me. E-bike, bike, Volt. They stole it from the Dirt Show, but let's move on from that.
Well, this is the first shot. This is a Mondraker. I'm guessing it's going to be in Ireland or Skye.
And is it a super nice or a nice? I think that's nice.
It's nice. And then next up, we've got this is super nice. This is Mark's Canyon Spectralon in Mesa, Arizona.
Super nice, you're saying?
I think so. Paul's Volition Max. I love it when there's different kind of bikes in here. Volition, what's he doing over there?
Oh, nice. I think that's a nice.
It's a nice. Was that a nice bit of granite? Melbourne. Sorry. Next up is Tor Geir.
Hey, blur your eyes. That looks like the Honda. Done it. Super nice. He made a Honda. What a shot.
All time. Jay, that is one of the best bike vault submissions ever put in.
Very nice.
Jack.
Look at that. What a shot. What a shot. Come on. Love it. What have we got next?
Super nice. This is, how do you pronounce that then, Mart?
That is Lubomir's.
That's pretty impressive.
There's Lubomir's Ghost, and it's beautiful. And I love how the colour matches with the plant. That's super.
That is and the handlebars and the pedals. That's actually one of the nicest.
Wheels, a bicycle. Yeah.
Did you put this bike vault together?
Yeah, it's bloody good, isn't it? It's because I know what I'm doing when it comes to bike vaults.
Oh, that's my idea of heaven. A stream bed. A dirty, wet, boggy stream bed.
Send it up that stream, don't you?
That's it. That's me.
Come on.
Retro, Specialized Turbo Lever Combat in Switzerland. And that is the EMBN Show. What they normally do is they kind of... Sorry, Martyn. I'm really sorry. On the GMBN Show, they throw it on the floor. Let us know your thoughts of the new Kenevo SL. Let us know your thoughts, what you think of the Honda and the Yamaha. Martyn, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Sorry I got carried away with the bell.